There is one trading strategy that I use every single day. It's stupid simple, it's incredibly reliable, and it's the reason why I'm able to make consistent profits in the market. The strategy that I am about to share with you today is so simple that even a beginner couldn't mess it up. I'm going to teach you this full strategy along with 3 simple steps on exactly how you can execute this strategy. And then I'm going to show you real trading examples that you can use in real time. With that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. So as you can see right here, in the past month trading, I've made $79,500. I've won 84% of my trades. So you guys see my results, but the real question is, how can you guys do the same? And this is exactly what I'm going to share with you guys in today's video. The goal of this video is to show you guys how you can make consistent profits trading using a simple improvement strategy within the first 2 hours of market open. What you'll learn in today's video is one strategy that is repeatable and mechanical. The best part is it doesn't require daily bias, fancy indicators, and it happens every single day. So what is this strategy? This strategy can be broken down into 3 simple steps. First, we are going to take a look at session liquidity and why the London, New York, and Asia session are so important, specifically the highs and lows of these sessions. I'm going to discuss the time frames that we use when trading the strategy, the 1 minute, 5 minute, and the 15-minute time frame, and I'm going to teach you the different types of entry models that we can use: bounces off lows, rejections off highs, or a break and retest of the New York Open. And finally, we're going to take a look at some examples and exactly how to execute this strategy in real time. The most important part about the strategy is liquidity. So as you can see here, I have my Asia session, my London session, and my New York session marked out, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this right now. All you have to do is go to the indicator section on your trading view, and then you have to type in FXN Asian session range. You're going to click this one right here by Rob Minty, and I'll teach you exactly how to set it up in one moment. Once you have this indicator set up, you can go ahead and just copy my settings so your chart looks exactly like my chart. Here are my color settings, and then real quick, take a screenshot, guys. Here are my settings for when each session starts and when each session stops. One trick that I found very useful with this indicator is to put the session times 1 hour before when they actually start. So for example, Asia session starts at 7 p.m., but I have it starting at 6 p.m. because this indicator is originally meant for Forex, so we have to adjust the hours a little bit. Just like you guys can see, my London session starts at 2 a.m., but actually on the chart, it shows up as 3 a.m. Here are my settings for the start and the stop times of each session. Make sure you guys take a screenshot of this so that you can copy my indicator settings. Here is Asia session right here, and then here is London session, and then lastly, we have New York session right here. Remember guys, you can take a screenshot. These sessions are extremely important because these show us our areas of liquidity. The highs and the lows of these sessions are going to be areas where there are a ton of orders, meaning when price hits one of these levels, we are very likely to have a big reaction. The levels that I like to focus on are untested highs and lows. As you guys can see, if a level has been tested, I take it away. The key areas that we are going to look at are going to be untested highs and lows, meaning highs and lows that have not yet been touched. Instead of focusing on random support and resistance levels or indicators or anything like that, all we are going to do is look for the untested highs and lows of the Asia, London, and New York session. The only other level that we are going to mark out is going to be the New York Open from 8 to 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. So just to recap, we mark out the untested highs of the New York, Asia, and London trading session, and then we mark out the New York Open from 8 to 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I like to call these our session liquidity levels. As traders, we need to find areas where we are finding big reactions because this allows us to make a lot of money and to catch a good risk to reward, meaning finding a setup where we're risking a little bit of money, but we're making a lot of money back. You might be wondering, why is this 8 a.m. candle so important? The 8 a.m. candle is so important because this represents the final hour before the New York stock market opens. This is where all the institutional positioning happens before the cash market opens. In other words, this is where the big banks, the big institutions, the hedge funds are taking their orders. This tells us that this level is going to be really important, meaning we want to take trades around this level so that we are trading with the big players, not against them. I mark out this level on the 15-minute time frame from 8 to 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right here, you can see that I have all of my areas of liquidity marked out. Now I'm going to walk you guys through what a trade will look like off of one of these key levels. For this example, we are trading the New York session, so the level that we are focused on is going to be the New York Open. We are also super close to the New York Open, so that's the level that we're focused on. When you guys are using this strategy, you have to focus on whatever the current key level is that price is trading around. In this example, it's the New York Open from 8 to 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go ahead and play out this scenario. You guys can see that price just made a break to the downside, so now we know that we are looking for shorts off of a retest of this zone, so let's go ahead and set that up. I like to target around 15 points when I'm trading this setup, and I like to make sure that my risk to reward is at least 1 to 3, meaning for every dollar I risk, I make $3 back. I risk around $1,000 to $2,000 per trade. Let's see how this trade plays out, guys. Coming down, boom, get a beautiful retest. Already in shorts. Shorts are filled. Let's see if we can get that 15 points. boom, 15 points to the downside, easy as that. The next entry model that we are going to focus on is going to be a rejection off of session highs. This is one of my favorite entry models because it has just made me so much money. This is also probably the simplest entry model that you could possibly trade. All you have to do is you have to find an untested high. For this example, we are finding an untested New York high, and then we are going to wait and see how price reacts to this level on the smaller time frames. Once we have this level marked out, we are going to wait and see how price reacts to it on the smaller time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and put our short position up right here, just so we are ready when price does hit that level. When I'm trading a rejection or a bounce, I like to target a little bit more points just to make sure that my risk to reward makes sense. And I like to have a stop loss of around 5 points right above the high. So my mindset right here is pretty much going to be, okay, as long as price can tap this high and not close above it on the 15-minute time frame, we are good to go. Ideally, I want to see rejections happening on the smaller 1-minute time frame and 5-minute time frame. So right here, I'm pretty much wanting to see price tap this level, but not come above it. If it closes above, let's see how this trade plays out, guys. Came up and we would have just gotten filled into our short. So now, guys, all we're doing is we're waiting to see if price can hit our take profit or hit our stop loss, right? So this is what I say. So once we are filled in shorts, all we have to do is wait, right? You don't have to adjust your stop loss. You don't have to move your take profit. You know that you are in a trade with a good risk to reward. So it's either going to hit your stop loss, you're going to lose a little bit of money, or it's going to hit your take profit and you're going to make a lot of money. Coming back up to our entry, still safe, still good. Getting that move down we were looking for. Still good, still good. Let's see if we can hit the full take profit. Can we? Let's see. Yes, we can. We did hit our full take profit a little bit later than I would have planned, but trade still played out. A+ setup. This next setup is my all-time favorite setup to trade because it is so simple and just made me so much money in every market. This next setup is called the bounce setup. This setup is so simple, guys, and it has made me so much money in the last few months. All we are doing is we are looking for untested session lows. Right here, we have an untested New York low, and then we have another untested New York low right there. When we have two lows that are right next to each other, that actually means that this whole area is going to act as a zone of demand, and it's very likely that we are going to see some sort of move up as price touches this zone. Knowing this, I'm going to go ahead and plan to take a long position when price hits my zone, and I'm actually going to go ahead and go down to the 1-minute time frame so that I can see exactly how price is reacting with my levels to make sure that it's a trade that I want to be in. I don't want you guys to hyper obsess over what time frame you're using to mark out the levels, because the truth is, as long as you are getting an untested high and an untested low, you can use the 15-minute, the 1 hour, or really any time frame. But it has to be under the 1 hour, because if you're using anything over the 4 hour, this indicator that shows you the sessions will not show up. I really want you guys focused on the micro time frame, specifically the 1 minute and the 5 minute when you're entering trades, because this will show you how price is reacting and if your thesis is actually right. For example, if I'm looking at this on the 1 minute and the 5 minute time frame and I just see a giant bunch of selling candles that are just going right through the zone, it's very clear to me that my setup is not playing out. With that being said, let's see if we can get a nice bounce here. I have my stop loss at around 8 points and I'm targeting about 30 points. Let's see what happens. Price is moving down, price is chopping around a little bit. Whoops, just got filled in our long. Coming up. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get that full 30-point gain. It's looking like we might if this uptrend continues. And just to be clear, guys, we are targeting this Asian high right here. Boom, out of that trade for 30 points with a beautiful risk reward of 1.35. I have just showed you guys 3 different trades in 3 different sessions, and they were all profitable. That is the beautiful thing about this strategy, is that it does not matter what session you are trading, you can still make money. Personally, I prefer to trade this strategy during the New York session because that's when I'm up. I live in Florida. That makes the most sense with my lifestyle. But I have people that I know that trade this strategy in the Asia session, in the London session, and even in the PM session of the New York session, and they still make a ton of money. Now, before you go, I need to tell you something that the trading industry does not want you to know. And this is absolutely critical for your success as a trader. Here's the harsh reality. 95% of retail traders lose money. But here's what they don't tell you. It's not because trading isn't profitable. Trading is one of the most profitable skills out there. The problem is that most traders are approaching it completely wrong. See, most traders are trying to predict the market. They're using 20 different indicators, drawing random trend lines, trying to guess market direction based on news, economic reports, or how they're feeling about the market that day. And here's what happens. They get into a trade, it goes against them, they panic, they move their stops, they revenge trade, they overtrade, and before they know it, their account is completely blown, meaning their account has gone to zero. But successful traders, we don't predict the market. We react to the market. We don't guess where price is going. We know exactly where the institutions are going to defend the levels, and we trade with them, not against them. And that's exactly why the strategy I showed you today works so well. It's not complicated, it's not fancy, it doesn't require you to have 17 monitors and 30 indicators running at the same time. All we're doing is identifying where the smart money has already told us they're interested, the session highs and lows and the 8 a.m. zone. These are not random levels. These are institutional levels where billions of dollars have already been defended. When you understand that the market is controlled by institutions, the banks, the hedge funds, the market makers, and you learn to follow their footprints instead of fighting against them, trading becomes incredibly simple. And this is why session liquidity is so powerful. Every single day, the Asia session creates a high and a low. The New York session opens and creates a high and a low. The New York session creates a high and a low. And every single day, the 8 a.m. candle creates our zone. These levels aren't going anywhere. They're not dependent on the mood or the news or what some analyst said on TV. They're mathematical levels where institutional money has been allocated. And here's the beautiful part. Once you understand this concept, you will never look at charts the same way again. You'll stop trying to predict what the market is going to do, and you'll start reacting to what the market is showing you. I've seen traders go from losing money consistently to making consistent profits by switching from trying to predict the markets to following institutional liquidity. It is that simple. But here's what most traders do. They'll watch this video, they'll think, oh, that's interesting, and then they'll go back to their old ways of trading. They'll go back to using random indicators, drawing random support and resistance lines, and wondering why they consistently lose money. Don't be that trader. The strategy I just showed you works because it's based on how the market actually moves, not how we think the market should move. So if you want to join the 5% of traders who actually make money consistently, you need to start thinking like an institution. You need to start following institutional liquidity, and you need to keep it simple. The session highs and lows, the 8 a.m. zone, the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute time frames for entries. That is literally all you need to become a profitable trader. Stop overcomplicating it. Stop looking for the secret indicator or the perfect strategy. The strategy I just showed you is used by professional traders every single day to make money consistently because it works. Now, if you're serious about taking your trading to the next level and you want to work with me directly to master this strategy, I have opened up a limited number of spots in my exclusive mentorship program. Inside of this program, you will get direct access to me where I will personally review every single one of your trades and show you exactly how I'm applying these concepts in real time and guide you step by step until you are consistently profitable. This isn't some course where you buy it and never get support. This is intensive, hands-on mentorship where I work with you personally until you succeed. I will be there for every question, every trade, and every challenge that you face. But here's the thing, I don't work with anybody. I only work with traders who are serious about success. This program is not for everyone, and I only accept a small number of students at a time because I want to give each person the attention and time that they deserve. If you're ready to stop struggling on your own and you want somebody who's already made millions using these exact concepts to guide you personally, then click the link in the description below to apply for my mentorship program. I will personally be reviewing your application, and if you're a good fit, we'll get you started immediately. But don't wait. These spots fill up fast, and once they're gone, they are gone. The next opportunity might not come for a few months. Click the link below, fill out the application, and let's get you on the path to consistent profitability starting right now.